Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Zaku Talku. And today is a special day because recently Mobile Suit Gundam Hathaway came out on Netflix in almost everywhere, I think, and in theaters in Japan. So we're actually blessed with this film earlier than we all thought we were going to get it. So instead of waiting until, I don't know when, a year from now, we decided to just go ahead and tackle this head on since we had recently watched all the UC material up till this point, and it fits right in between Char's counterattack and F91. So, well, with that stuff fresh in our mind, we decided that this would be the best time to do it. And we've brought along a guest, Gundam Typico, back and not doing wing.
Woo! Gundam Typico in Universal Century, motherfuckers. Que lo que? What's up, everybody? I'm back.
So, with the ending of Turn A and the joining of universes, we thought that this would be a great time to bring in somebody from another universe and add him to the conversation. So, without further ado, let's jump right into Mobile Suit Gundam Hathaway.
All right, so Typico, since you're here, I want to bring up something you've been bringing up a lot: the Gundam Hathaway runtime. So this movie is, I would say, short, 90 minutes, compared to Char's Counterattack, which is about 2 hours.
Yeah, 2 hours, yo.
So for me, this movie did feel short, but this is mostly because right before the end, I looked at my clock, my phone, and I saw that 1 hour and 28 minutes had passed, and I realized, this movie's about to end right as Hathaway got into his Gundam. So I got fairly disappointed by that point, but I still enjoyed the movie. I had no issues, any real issues with the runtime. But Typico, what about you?
All right, so I gotta kind of apologize for that rant. A lot of you who follow me on social saw that rant that I did about the 90 minutes, which I am upset about, but in retrospective, I, at the point, did not know that Hathaway was going to be a trilogy. So I've been trying to do the math in my head. I still think they could have did it like just 2 movies instead of 3. The 90 minutes overall wasn't too bad. I guess it was okay. I would have liked it to be a little bit longer, maybe an extra 20 minutes. I would have liked to see a little bit more of the mobile suit battles. But that's kind of how Gundam is. You don't really get too much of the giant robot fights. But I was okay. Runtime wise, it was okay. Could have been a little bit longer, but all right. Maybe the second would be longer though.
So we watched Char's Counterattack again right before this, and just to kind of get into the mood of things.
Yeah, what was my invite? I saw that shit. Pissed. I'm pissed at all you. You guys haven't eaten popcorn, having a good time watching Char's Counterattack. I'm by myself in New York, cold. It's cold over here.
Yeah, it was actually the first time we had been together since COVID, I think, and just sat down and watched something. So that was pretty fun. But watching Char's Counterattack again, it just we were trying to see, how it flows into Hathaway, and it gave us a bit to like go back and review what we'd said before and reanalyze it. And the runtime was one of the things that I was paying attention to, and it just felt like Char's Counterattack was either too rushed or just had unnecessary material in it. And I honestly felt that runtime could have it could have benefited from the Hathaway treatment of maybe a 2-movie part thing. Because to me, it just felt like a bunch of stuff that should have been expanded, but it was like super compressed, and just everything felt like it was happening way too quickly for my liking. And the pacing of Hathaway, I actually enjoyed. I think it kind of it was a setup film, and it did a great job at setting things up, getting the atmosphere, the mood, and it's going to be fun to rewatch it and then go into the second movie and then the third after that. But as far as this movie alone, I actually enjoyed it pacing wise and all that more than Char's Counterattack, a lot more than Char's Counterattack. So that's where I stand on that.
I didn't feel like the 90 minutes was too short. I didn't think that. See, with this movie, especially when comparing it to Char's Counterattack, I felt like this one, like you said, Mark, was definitely pacing itself a lot better. Being that it is a setup movie, I took that a little bit into account right before. It was like right after watching it, because I didn't even know it was a setup movie. I didn't know there was going to be more than just this movie. So taking that into account, and how I ultimately felt when we finished watching it, I felt like it was all right. Like it felt well paced or decent enough pace, and I just felt like it didn't have like because it took a lot of time to set things up and to kind of get you in the mood. It's not one of those movies that's just like rushing you into a lot of things, like in the same manner that Char's Counterattack was, or even like a movie like F91. But I thought that it felt in line pretty well with the timing. If it was a little bit longer, to be honest, I feel like I would have felt like it was like dragging maybe at a certain point. I feel like it ended at the right time, because at this point in the movie, and with how much happens in the movie in terms of like the action compared to a lot of the exposition and dialogue and all that kind of stuff, I feel like there's an appropriate balance, but at the same time, it's not going to be one that's like super up there for like action junkies. Like if you're into like a lot of the heavy action that's in Char's Counterattack, then this movie's probably going to feel a little bit boring for you. At least that's how I would have felt. But knowing that it is a setup movie definitely made me feel better about like the experience as a whole, because I was thinking to myself, like, was that movie boring, or was it was it too long? Was it boring, or am I just trying to pander in some way? But I didn't feel like it was boring. I felt like it was just like pretty much just as you said, like it's a setup movie. So it doesn't have to be like balls to the wall action all the time. So I appreciated it. And ultimately the 90 minutes was enough for me. I was actually really surprised. I was like, holy shit, that was 90 minutes. It's like, I was expecting it to feel a lot shorter, to be honest. So thumbs up on that, from me at least.
Yeah, and I know it's bad to compare the two, especially since Shars came out in the 80s, late 80s, and this movie came out in 2021, 2021. It should have been finished in 2020, but I think
technically it was, it just got delayed.
Yeah. But
yeah, talking about that, like, did they already start working on the second one? Because just because it got delayed.
So
yeah,
I actually
motherfuckers better not been sleeping for the last year. Like, get it rolling, bro. Release that shit 2020, January 2022. Yo, they better not been sleeping.
So I actually looked into that a little bit because I was a bit curious myself, like how long am I gonna have to wait? And I guess the director of the film during a Japanese screening, I should say, had a little commentary bit where he discussed, one of the things he talked about was the development of the new film. Just like it was like a one or two lines where he said that because the second film takes place in Australia, they were having trouble getting permission to go there because of COVID, because Australia was and is on an extreme lockdown to where they're really not letting anybody in. And they were gonna do look at the set and stuff and try and pick locations for it. So he said they're in that phase, which isn't very promising for a quick release of the second film, but we'll see.
Where's it gonna take place? In Melbourne? Because Sydney doesn't exist anymore.
Owen, wasn't it Owen Belly in the in this movie? They say that it's in Owen Belly or something, Australia.
Is that what it is? Yeah, that might be what it is. Because I know Operation British was on Sydney. R.I.P.
Yeah, so that's where that is. But like I was saying, Shars felt like you had to have seen Gundam Zeta, Double Zeta. Well, maybe not Double Zeta, but actually kind of maybe to really like that was part one, and then Char's Counterattack is second part. So it feels like a middle and an end, whereas this movie had a beginning, a middle, and an end to this arc, and I liked that. So
is it fair though to compare it to Char's Counterattack? Because I mean, we've gotten a bunch of other, say, UC films in the meantime as well. Because we got, I mean, if you want to consider Unicorn, that I mean, they were like short films, but there was like what six of them, and then Thunderbolt. Like I've seen a couple people compare, instead of comparing Char's Counterattack, they compared to the Thunderbolt films, which are two films, which I always forget are actually movies and not like a series. And then you got Narrative, which I was not a fan of.
Yeah, like I said, I don't think it's like, I don't really think it's fair to judge them against each other, but I'm like, I really think that, I guess what I'm saying is a lot of people like to talk about Char's Counterattack, and I've heard a lot of praise for it, but honestly, I mean, we're honest on this show. So I didn't really like it, and I didn't really like it because of the pacing and because of all the stuff that was thrown in that I felt was unnecessary. And if they were trying to make a good film, I feel like they could have compressed these things into, like, taken out bits and pieces that really didn't need to be there and make it a film with a beginning, a middle, and an end instead of a middle and an end. And this film, even though it was shorter, had a beginning, a middle, and an end. I can also say the same thing about something like F91, but I wasn't going to say that because I know F91 was a series originally supposed to be, and they had to gut it.
Well, Shark's Counterattack 2 was supposed to technically be Double Zeta Gundam. And then he got greenlit for the movie for Shark's Counterattack, so he decided to do like an intermittent, which was Double Zeta. I think I've heard something along those lines.
It was Char and Amuro were going to make an appearance at Double Zeta, but because Char's counterattack got greenlit, they removed Char and Amuro's appearance, which is why in Animation you see Char screaming and then Judah screaming because he was technically
Yeah, I remember that. Cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's bad to compare them. I admit that, but I just had to say that because that's like one of the only other actual movies, like movies, that we have to compare it to, and we haven't seen Narrative yet. And Unicorn's like an OVA, and all the other things we've seen are OVAs. So, Char's is the only like direct comparison I have.
Well, when it comes to like making these comparisons, I was just gonna say when it comes to making these like comparisons and stuff, I don't want to say like I don't know, but I'm pretty sure this is how you guys feel too. But feel free to correct me. But for me, at least, I feel like comparing these movies, I'm not trying to do it like, oh, one is better because this and that. It's just like the structure of story, no matter what, has to be for the most part done in and executed in a satisfactory way. And it's just that a lot of story beats in Char's Counterattack did not quite follow through with that. Versus like in this movie, like Mark was saying, it has a beginning, a middle, and an end. And in Char's Counterattack just feels like a middle to an end. And there's just like a lot of context that's just missing. Like this movie actually had a lot of the foreground laid out for you. Yeah, like it even works. It even goes as far as to catch people up, I feel, that didn't necessarily watch the stuff before it, because like they keep like explaining like, oh, this happened, like even they keep saying like this happened, that happened, and they refer to some past events without like trying to make it super heavy-handed. But at the same time, they clarify what certain characters are doing. Like for example, Hathaway Noah is often saying, he's correcting people like, yeah, I didn't do shit, in the war I just snuck out and shot some bitches by accident.
I love that.
So that's why I feel like it does. This movie starts like to do something in laying down the foreground, the foundation of a good story or what a story should have, and it gradually builds upon that. And that's what any just movie that movies are stories, and that's what this does. And I feel like it did it in a significantly better way than something like Char's Counterattack. And I feel like we only refer to Char's Counterattack basically because like it's Gundam, and people listening to this probably are familiar with it more than likely. So yeah, it just makes it easier for us to talk about it. But yeah,
you're right. Like Char's Counterattack definitely needed more of a beginning. I should have been a series. It's too short.
Yeah, anyway. And this show you don't have to watch Char's Counterattack to watch to watch this movie. You can come into this movie without watching basically any Gundam and just enjoy it for what it is. But if you catch the little hints, you can go back and like, oh, I wonder what he's talking about, and go back and watch Char's Counterattack to get caught up. But you don't have to, and that's what I like about it. Like, you don't have to do that. Like, oh, why is this blue-haired girl in this vision? Maybe I'll go back and check up on that. But it's not. As of right now, it's not really pertinent.
You don't want to know who she is. You don't want to know who she is.
You don't.
you don't want to know.
But that also, I know this is so. The book, the manga Hathaway's Flash novel is the sequel to Beltotchika's Children, which was not adapted faithfully into the Char's Counterattack movie that we got. So I'm wondering if this movie and this movie trilogy is going to be an adaptation of Hathaway's Flash, or an adaptation to a sequel to Char's Counterattack, the film, which is
So I kind of looked into that, and I don't know how much spoilers we can talk here, but there is a break in the multiverse for this. So it's a continuation of Char's counterattack and not a direct adaptation to the book. And Beltachka's children had the events that happened with Hathaway in Char's counterattack. The movie is different from the events that happened with Hathaway in Beltachka's children.
Yeah. And that's what I was wondering. And I also don't know how much the book version of Char's counterattack, Beltachka's children, how much that would make this film different. Because I know there's like one scene that is really different in the Char's counterattack film than in the novelization that pertains to Hathaway. But
yes,
I have read the synopsis of Hathaway's Flash in its entirety before we even thought of this podcast. And I don't know how much the Char's counterattack film's differences would influence that story of Hathaway. But
I don't know anything about Hathaway's Flash. I just know about the Penelope and the Chief. That was like it. I was like, oh, this is dope. Can't wait to see this one day.
And I guess we can kind of say like what happens in the Char's counterattack since we've already watched it. And
yeah.
So in the novelization, Hathaway kills Quest.
Yes, I know that.
And
that's what I meant by the break in the multiverse. Yeah.
Yeah. And in the film, Chan kills Quest. And as of right now in Hathaway, we have not heard anything about him talking about the Chan incident. So I don't know if...
Well, no, he does. He does. He says that he kills... He shoots down a friendly or something along those lines.
No, he says that he does shoot down somebody, which he does do in the movie. He does manage to shoot down a Zaku.
He says he kills a reg, which is just like a regular soldier, like nothing special.
I thought he said that he shot down... Is that what the reg is? I understood the reg was like, because he says it brought a lot of issues for my father. So I thought it was because like, hey, yeah, you got court-martialed for friendly fire.
I mean, when a kid gets into basically hijacks a mobile suit to go into a ward, I'm pretty sure the father is gonna have issues with that.
Especially since he was the captain of the ship that he stole the suit from.
Oh fuck! I understood it differently. So damn. Yeah. So we don't know if he killed Chan or not.
But I like that about this movie. Like, you can interpret that the way you did. Like, oh, he's in trouble because of Chan. But there's also the way we interpreted it, which was that it was because he stole a suit. Because as of right now, we have no idea whether or not it's kind of vague.
Yeah.
I was gonna say
was the Gyaradoga. Wow, that's wild.
Yeah, I was gonna say that didn't he bring up something being swept under the rug essentially because like the war was like it was already so much shit that they were dealing with. They didn't want to deal with anything more, so they just swept it under the rug. Now, when I heard that, did I misunderstand that they were trying to be specifically, they were trying to specifically be referring to the whole thing with Chan, or can I just assume that it's basically the same thing with like, oh, they were referring to when he stole the mobile suit and that caused problems for his dad?
That's what I took it as.
I would assume if anybody finds out that Chan died, they would just assume that it was enemy fire, and I don't think Hathaway's going to admit to it
unless he got caught. Unless there's something in the mobile suit's data that shows that he shot down the Rigazzi.
Well, they might have like video recording, but I don't think anybody's going to look at that if they do.
No, I don't want him getting away with this. I don't want him. Chan was awesome. Chan was awesome. I said it a while ago. I don't want Hathaway getting away with killing Chan. Chan was amazing. She was so good to Amuro. Amuro needed that.
Rewatching that movie, she was the best character in it.
Yeah.
I like Nanai. Nanai was cool.
Oh yeah, no, never mind. Yeah, Nanai can get it.
Oh my God. All
right. Walk that back real quick.
All right, Gerso, you want to head us into our first topic?
Right, so we briefly touched on Hathaway, but let's go ahead and deep dive this time around. Going from a stowaway to the head of a terrorist organization. How do we feel about Hathaway now? Like, while we were rewatching Char's counterattack, because they made the comment of saying, I hate him more now.
What? That motherfucker's gangster.
Well, no, because in Char's counterattack, he was kind of annoying.
Yeah, he was annoying. He was a whiny little kid. Yeah.
In Hathaway, I'm pretty sure both Mark and Jose have some issues with how he treats Gigi. But in terms of Hathaway, what is there really to say? I think as of right now, Hathaway's pretty good as to what he's doing. Just looking at the guy, you can't really tell that he's the head of a terrorist organization. He just looks so innocent. He does not seem like he'd be ordering a bunch of people to kill multiple other people.
Wes is dead. He don't give a fuck. This is all for fun.
Pretty much that seems to be his main motivation for doing all of this, which okay, hey, your first love died. Valid reason to start a terrorist organization and, kill a bunch of people. But hey, I think he's fine. I do not find him annoying. And I can't wait to see what's going to happen. And, the ending. I'm very well aware as to what's going to happen to him.
Well, as of right now, it kind of seems like he's taking a page out of Char's book, because he's basically saying the world needs to get rid of the people in it because it's dying, which is...
Well, that was his whole goal. Right? He's trying to kill off everybody in the Federation and then force everybody to get off the Earth.
Yes, and that's like I guess that's
better than trying to kill everybody with a
yeah. It's like the in between Amuro and Char, I guess. Like, kill the Federation but save the people. So that's how I looked into his goal, or looked at his goal, and yeah, I mean, in this movie he's cool. I don't have any problems with him right now. I think he's a little, recessed because of the whole quest thing, but he's also trying to conceal his identity and not get mixed up with anything that could potentially compromise himself. But overall, I mean, he's pretty cool so far.
Oh, there's a lot of Char comparisons with Hathaway. Like in the movie, there's a lot of comparisons. A lot of people make the comparisons to him being like Char. I was almost surprised.
People compare Char all the time in Gundam, dude. Full Frontal was the same thing. He was the second coming of Char, and now we have Hathaway or what is it, Marty?
Mafty.
Marty. Mafty is the second coming of Char again. He's the second coming of the second. How many second comings of Char are we gonna get here? Pero dale, okay.
Until somebody succeeds. But yeah, I meant like that. There was a newspaper saying that Mafty is like the second coming of Char. I'm kind of surprised there was no like comparisons to Amuro. Like I'm surprised Kenneth never said like, you could be a lot like Amuro if you did this or something like that.
Typical pointing that out. This is like
Amuro?
No. The Amuro's shoved under the rug. But Typico pointing out the fact that Full Frontal makes me realize that Full Frontal existed. I don't know if this
takes place after Unicorn.
Yeah, this takes place after Unicorn.
Yeah.
It also takes place 20 years before F91 and about 50 years before Victory. So that's a huge degradation of society between this and Victory.
But with hey, they do bring up the whole you need a permit to live on Earth and the whole illegal immigrants from space stuff.
Yeah, that was cool.
Was a part of Victory.
Oh yeah, that's a cool. I mean, there's like, as a concept, that was cool. Like, you need, all right, United States all over.
But Victory's like 50 years out, isn't it?
Yeah, only 50 years. That's not a long time.
No, I'm surprised that this whole thing lasted for 50 years.
They still alive.
They still got Jollibee in this time. Like, that's still around, and then in 50 years, the whole world collapses. But
we also got like Crossbow. You also got Crossbone you got to consider too.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Whatever happened.
Wait,
and F91. But
whatever happened
I
to
feel
McDaniels?
Like 90 as well. God. We're kind of going off the rails here, guys. Come on.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so
to go back to what you guys were saying, like, why isn't he comparing it to Amuro? I was actually rewatching Char's counterattack, and Char actually makes a jab at Amuro, saying, "This is what you do when you're not only just a pilot." And I think that's what it is. It's like no one mentions Amuro because Amuro is technically just a pilot, even though he was like a famous pilot of the Gundam. But no one really knows. Like, you don't know who the best fighter pilots are in today's age, so it's like kind of the same thing. No one knows who Amuro Ray is per se. Like, people in the military might hear of him here and there, but like, and they also, like, I could imagine the Federation like swept a lot of Amuro shit under the rug because Amuro was 16 in the 1 year war. Like, it was like, dude, this guy was totally 21.
16, and he did also hijack the Gundam, more or less.
Exactly, yeah. He picked that shit up and bounced.
I was actually thinking about that, and Hathaway actually mentioned something to Gigi. He says new types are fake. You learned that in school. Don't you remember? Like, so Amuro being a new type, they probably swept everything about him under the rug because they don't want people believing that new types exist.
Isn't Hathaway a new type? Can we answer that question? I thought he was. Does he not? Is he not a new type in Char's counterattack?
It does not specify if he is or not.
There's like one moment where he's like, Quest, where he's like reaching out to her, and you kind of get.
Figured he was,
but I don't know. But yeah, how did you guys?
Mirai is a new type. Mirai is a new type. Bright Noah isn't a new type.
Yeah.
So he should get some type of new type genes. Is that how it works?
I don't know.
The wiki does point him out as being a new type.
I mean, and there was a moment in the airship where he kind of like predicts what Gigi's gonna say. So that's like, I was like, all right, cool. But that's for me, that was the only new type spot that we got, which I am totally happy about because narrative went off the rails with the new type shit.
Oh God. Don't worry me, man. Don't worry me.
Jose, what'd you think of Hathaway in general?
He was a little bitch. Just kidding. No, he wasn't that bad.
What?
No, I just didn't.
Wait until we get to Gigi.
The only thing that was kind of like throwing me off. I thought he was okay. Let me just start from the beginning. I thought he was cool. I thought he was fairly calm and collected. Something that I was actually impressed to see that he had grown into, considering the fucking rata that he was, just pitter patting here and there with Quest and freaking Char's counterattack. So I was happy with how he had actually grown up. I like that he has a conviction to do what he has set out to do. He does feel like he doubts himself a little bit, or maybe kind of like, I don't know if it's just like how it came off to me, but he is a little bit, he's a little bit on the fence on for taking action for certain things, I guess. Probably mostly just because he found himself like saving and protecting Gigi for a little bit, but he like asks himself like, oh, what the fuck am I doing? I should just be abandoning her and go do my thing. But I think that's good for his character because like it's the beginning of how we're seeing him, and to just see him that as some perfect entity, perfect character that would obviously not be the greatest thing in terms of giving him an arc. So I like that there are certain flaws to him, but there's enough that's just like solid with him that you can appreciate his character. He's not he's not annoying. He doesn't make like really stupid decisions or anything. He feels like a pretty decent character at the very least. Decent character at the very least, and good character at the very best. The only thing that I really had with him, like that I had beef with him, was just like, dude, this bruh is asexual as fuck. Like Gigi's like always teasing him and just dangling the candy in front of him, and this bitch is just like, nah. He's just like, nah. I was like, fuck, dude. I don't know. Maybe it's just me and I just fall to the temptations of the flesh, but hey. It is what it is, and I can respect this character for still sticking to his guns. At least he protected her, so he's got the chivalrous heart, at least to some extent so far. So I can appreciate that, and I can show some respect for that. But yeah, no, I don't know how this Vato was doing it, dude. He was just like refusing it. Like, I don't know. It's
dead ass, and that shit was wild, son. Sadipa was just there, like, cool, eating fucking mahi in his room, just chilling.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and then that other dude totally stole some of his food, and he didn't say anything. What the fuck, dude? Like, Hathaway kind of bitched out back there, but whatever.
Hathaway, he didn't bitch out. He's like, I'm gonna fucking kill you one day, son. I'm gonna fucking kill
okay.
you. That's the last thing you take from me, my huevo. I'm taking that shit. That's what he was doing. I felt that too. He's like, Hathaway's killing this dude one day. I don't know if it's part 2, part 3, but Hathaway's putting a bullet in that motherfucker.
I like it. That's fair. I like it.
Did you like Hathaway, Tibico, as a character in this?
That motherfucking gangster, son. The dude just rolled up, was bucking shots in the airship, and he was just throwing away. Like, Shorty was throwing it at him, and he was like, "Nah, I'm cool. I'm trying to take down the Earth Federation, which I'm all about. Xeon all day." And like, he did get a little like he was annoying me with the when they did the attack, because he was really like taking care of her. But I also understand, like, if I abandon her, my cover is blown. She thinks I'm already mafty, and if I just bounce on her, like, totally, like, she's gonna like snitch me out. So I get why he did that, but it's also like just give her to some viejo and be like, yo, take care of her. I'm gonna go see if other people need help or something. Like, come on, man. He was doing too much. Like the shorty with the red hair was like, yo, what are you doing? Like, come on, you gotta take care of stuff. He's dope. He's cool. He's a cool pilot. I like his piloting skills. He did his thing. And yo, the most growth in Gundam is Hathaway, I think. Overall, like the dude went from, you know, a nobody, a chamaquito, and never piloting something to becoming the head of a terrorist organization. Like Char was the son of Zeon Daikun. Like he was someone of power that if he ever, when he does come out and shit, like, you know, people know his name and people rally to him. Hathaway Noah, even though he's the son of a great commander or captain, he's still technically like a nobody. Like he's not like Bright Noah isn't this person in charge of the Federation. He was only the captain of ships. So it's like, yo, Hathaway is really like a nobody and everybody's following him. That shows some wild shit, man.
Oh, before we move on from him, I also wanted to say that I like how honest he is. Like I like how I'd mentioned earlier, that he doesn't like try to take the clout when it's like unearned. Like when everybody kept saying, "Oh, you got out there and fought, you know, in Char's rebellion and all this kind of stuff," and he's just like, "Nah, dude, I didn't do shit, but just go fuck around and fly, you know, here and there. I got lucky, pinballed a bitch here and there, but I didn't do anything." You know, he's pretty honest about that. But you know, he does it for a purpose too. Yeah, that's true. See, so the duality of man.
He knows. He saw everything, my man. He knows about new types. He's straight out flat out lying.
So I rewatched a little bit of it today just to kind of watch it over again and see if I missed anything. So when he issued the attack on the hotel as a diversion, right? Because people was like, why isn't Mafty attacking these guys? Why isn't Mafty attacking these guys? And he's like, you know what? Why isn't Mafty attacking these guys? And then he sets it up to because there's a bunch of the officials in the hotel. He's like, why wouldn't Mafty attack them in the hotel? You're right. I'm staying there, but it's got to look like I'm part of it. Like I'm part of the just escape, not that I'm Mafty. Yeah, so that was a good plan.
Yeah, I'm really curious. Oh, go ahead, Garzo. My bad.
No, I don't remember what I was going to say. I lost my trail of thought.
Okay. Okay. Well, I was just gonna say, you know, there's all these like comparisons to Char that keep getting thrown around, even like in the story itself, and I'm curious as to how charismatic he is as a leader, because like in this movie we didn't really see like too much of him in terms of being like a stand-up idyllic figure. At least I don't think that he did anything. He didn't like give any like rousing speeches. He didn't give anybody like super power of friendship moment talks. He didn't come off as like a particularly great leader. He just kind of was quiet, had his plans, and just executed them, and everybody just seemed to be on the right page with him also. So I'm curious to see how, if we ever see it, like how much of a leader is he, and how did he come to be that, or or just seeing it like in present day would be great. But plenty of more time. Oh, go ahead.
His name means righteous king of prophets. So it's like what? That's like
different names.
Yeah, that's like a pretty epic name. Yeah.
Wow.
Mufti Navu Aaron
Jaeger.
No.
His name is Marty.
Totally Marty.
All right, so let's get on to the other side of the coin. So let's start off with Kenneth Slegg, newly appointed commander within the Federation. He's overconfident, charismatic, and a burning desire to capture Mafty. So, what do you guys feel about Kenneth Slegg?
Dude, that man's a chode.
For real.
Dude, come on. He straight up shoots a shot with Gigi. Like, yo, just sleep with me.
He's married.
No, he's divorced.
What the fuck was that? Like, I don't even know what that was, man. Like, oh, we should totally sleep together. What?
Dude,
He shot it.
He's disgusting.
Yeah, what the fuck was that?
He's like the worst type of dude. I hated him.
For real.
At least he's transparent, I guess.
Thirsty as hell, too. Every time she hit him up, like, yo, Kenneth, what you doing? And he's like, oh, I'm doing nothing. Mommy was good. Even though fucking Marty was in her room, he didn't give a shit.
Dude, what's that little whip that he always has with him?
The what?
He has like this little whip thingy with him.
Like that horse thing, right?
Yeah, that horse thing. Like,
Yeah, that's what it was. I don't know. Caballo.
The Fuala
Pinky.
stick.
Yeah.
BDSM. He steals the food. He's just like
Damn, he steals the food. Worst character.
well, it's like a dick move. Like he just walks in there, he takes the food, and he takes the girl. Yeah. Then we see Gundam Typico in there, like in the dance floor, and he's dancing with, and then the Kenneth Sleg's in there dancing with the chick.
I don't
And
think
then,
like that. I don't do EDM, son. I don't do EDM.
and yeah, he's like, I don't like him at all. I think his character is either outdated or just like he's supposed to be a douchebag. But
Hathaway's Flash was also in the 80s, wasn't it?
no,
He's a piece of shit.
90s.
He did the fucking. It was his idea to do the hostage thing with the pilot, and I think that was fucking.
Oh yeah, he wanted
Bitch.
Lane to
Yeah.
use them as a shield if needed.
Yeah,
Bitch
what the
move.
fuck was that, man? That shit violates the Antarctic Treaty, motherfuckers.
the
How many times we gotta violate the Antarctic Treaty? God damn it! Is that a real doctrine? And that's a gun.
The Antarctic Treaty. No, I'm pretty sure the Antarctic Treaty is a real thing.
Yeah,
Is it a real thing?
I think so.
Pretty sure.
Yeah.
Is it?
I know the
I've never
Geneva
heard of
Convention is a real thing. That's
That
No,
I
it's
do
in
know.
Gundam, I think.
Oh.
I think at the end or at the beginning of the 1 year war, they kind of have a doctrine that sets everything up.
Yeah,
But,
'cause everyone goes
The
when it
Antarctic
comes to-
Treaty of 1961.
Oh shit, that shit is real.
Yeah.
We just blew mad people's minds. I
The
know
Antarctic
mad
Treaty and
people's minds.
related agreements, collectively known as the Antarctic Treaty System, regulate international relations with respect to Antarctica, Earth's only continent without a native human population.
So it's nothing pertaining to Gundam.
Really?
It's some sort of treaty that they set up that everyone violates.
To demilitarize Antarctica. It is a zone free of nuclear tests and disposal of radioactive waste, and to ensure that it is used for peaceful purposes only.
They rebranded it.
Probably.
They rebranded that shit.
Radioactive
Well.
waste like Kenneth's leg.
Damn, I did not expect you guys to hate this dude so much.
You like him?
No.
This is whatever.
This
I just thought
consensus here, so
his speech was.
He didn't do
strong.
much.
That's the best thing I can say.
I did say his character.
Whenever,
That's about it.
yeah, exactly. That's pretty much the best thing that can be said about him. He doesn't act like some other tools that we've seen throughout the series. Like that dude is just he's kind of acts the same and making passes at people and stuff. The dude from I think it was
Oh, gee.
the series
Slayer?
with Shiro Amada. What was it?
Oh,
He's like,
Yeah.
yo, I'm gonna get at your sister to piss the guy off. Yeah,
Well,
no.
either way,
it-
let's stay with the Federation. So, likely
wait.
future. Okay, fine.
Are we not?
All of you guys seem to hate him, so.
I do hate him. He's like Johnny Bravo.
Yeah, Johnny bro.
Okay, now you can go on. I made my point.
That's that it? That's why you saw me?
Yes.
He's whack. He's a good interrogator, but then he fucked it up by doing the hostage thing.
Good interrogator, yeah, slamming his face on the table. He pulled a Batman, sure.
It's a terrorist organization. I mean, you're gonna do some type of torture. There's no way we're just gonna be like, hey, where's your base? I'm not telling you. Nothing we can do. Nah, come on, man. Rough him up. Don't waterboard him. Rough him up.
Oh, in fairness, we don't know what he did with that chair.
Oh yeah, he beats him with the chair. Forgot about that. Oh fuck.
Oh, God.
Hell in a Cell.
Or we don't see
tables,
much
ladders,
of him.
and chairs.
But likely future rival to Hathaway.
Nah, he ain't
Okay,
shit.
let me start over. Right, so likely future rival to Hathaway and the pilot of the Penelope, Lane Aim. He kind of has a rough, Kenneth treats him like a dick. Treats him like he's nothing like. He gets talked down to by both Kenneth and his own soldiers. He has a lot to shoulder. And I kind of hope he has more growth. There isn't really much to say about this dude, honestly.
He was
But-
whack to me. For someone who is appointed, who is assigned to a Gundam, that dude was whack. Like,
Yeah, he,
Yeah, I didn't get that. Like, why is he assigned to a Gundam and literally everybody talks down to him?
this is why motherfuckers steal Gundams, because the people they give it to ain't shit. So these civilians just take it and outshine these motherfuckers.
Dude, this
Lane
motherfucker's a
Aim bought
cab
the-
driver.
he bought the premium pass. Okay, guys. So he got the special weapon, and no one else did. But he's a scrub, so he's still, he's not good with it, but he has it.
I mean, he's only really fought Hathaway as of right now.
I know he didn't even
Well,
fight the
he
dude who
launched.
invaded the city.
Yeah, he launched. Oh my god, never mind. I take that back.
He did nothing.
Jesus
He
Christ.
was whack. He was whack for an overpowered Gundam as the Panoply is, because that thing is a freaking beast. Like it does not hold its own. Like it's pretty bad, and it's all because of the pilot.
Yeah, it's 'cause
Lane
trash.
aim.
The only thing he has is a 360-degree monitor.
Yeah,
Yeah, I feel a standard issue at this point.
Yeah, that's standard issue, bro.
I know, but Jose loves it.
This ain't the
He
1 year
always
war,
brings
man.
it up. Jose always talks about the 360 degree.
Well, they didn't have it in some of the
Freaking
other
monitor.
stuff.
I'm pretty sure it's
Yeah, you
in
guys don't
everything.
see it that often. No, it's not in Wing. I mean,
No,
Universal
it's not.
Century. Yeah, no, everything Universal Century after Zeta, yeah. But like in AU, I don't think it's in X. It's not in Wing. It's not in Seed.
Lane aim has a
I'm not a fan of
lame
it.
name.
Oh my
Good one.
God.
That was great.
Sitting with me
encourage
since
him.
we watched it.
Okay, let's get into what Jose and Mark really want to talk about.
We were
the best
waiting for that bitch of stones to drop, and they never happened. Freaking Lane aim is trash, dude. He sucks. He's just kind of slightly honorable, just a little bit, just because he lets that guy go.
He did okay.
He's just
He
like,
did
Well,
okay.
he did release the prisoner. So
Yeah,
Exactly.
so that
props
was
for that.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
one thing.
because he's a little kid who bought the premium pass, and then Hathaway was talking trash to him online, so he submitted.
How old is this guy, anyways? He
I don't
looks
know.
like he's 12.
like 17 probably.
Yeah,
They probably put a
He
16-year-old
looks
in there
younger.
trying to activate his new type powers.
Yeah.
I would not put that past the Federation right now.
He did hold his own against Hathaway. Like he put up a good fight. It's just it should have been. I mean,
Well, once he gave him the prisoner back, he kind of just curb stomped him.
yeah.
So
it
he was
wasn't that
just
great.
trying not to hurt his friend.
The chi didn't get that much damage done to it. So
If at
it
all,
wasn't that
really.
great of a-
the
Yeah.
the Kasai.
Hathaway's beast.
All right, they pronounce it Kasai in that. No, the
Yeah, is that
Kasai
what it
Shi.
is?
They
It's
pronounce it Kasai Shi.
it's Kasai. No, he says Kasai later on.
No, but when he first gets it, he says Kasai Shi. Then he does say Kasai at one point. I always thought it was Shi Gundam, honestly.
What the fuck is Kasai?
It's the Greek. That's how the Greek letter is pronounced. It's Kasai, not she.
Whatever. I only know Sigma. That's it.
Yeah, Garcelle said Hathaway. What did you say? Kenneth or Hathaway was the Sigma male?
Hathaway.
Okay. All right, we can talk about the goods now.
Okay, so perceptive, playful, and pretty. Gigi Andalucia is our main heroine for this series, for this movie. And listen, I need you guys to tell me like why. So go ahead and take it. Who wants to sim first?
Have you seen? Okay, before I even watched this, well, the first thing I saw was the promo art. I noticed Gigi, and I was like, "Damn, Gundam waifu right there." And then I saw the character sheets. I was like, "Damn, Gundam waifu right there." And then I watched the film, and I was like, "Damn, Gundam waifu right there."
Weba.
Gigi? Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
this guy's
Jose,
busting nuts.
I'm just gonna say this. I'm gonna say this now. Jose didn't like her from the character sheet or the cover, so this is my turf, Jose. This is my
Got
turf.
it.
You need to back down.
She got OnlyFans though.
So, I mean, I
She does have an
subscribe,
OnlyFans.
She
She got a raw dog by an old guy too.
Totally got OnlyFans.
but doesn't matter because she's best girl. Hathaway, man, I don't know. You've got some willpower. You've got some strong willpower. But aside from just how she looks, I like her because she's very, like Garcelle said, perceptive. She knows he's Mafty out of like literally nowhere.
Yeah, what the fuck was that? Like, come on, man.
And he submits to her. He's like, I can't lie to this woman. Like, she knows who I am. Like, I don't know how she knows, but she knows, and she's not bluffing that she knows. She like actually knows. And yeah, he doesn't like. It's really odd. I don't know how she knows. Maybe it was like Kenneth, where he identifies kind of like the fighting. Like no normal person can beat the hell out of all those people. But
Well, I mean, by the end of the movie, Kenneth also seems to know that Mafty is no.
yeah,
Hathaway.
but Gigi just out of nowhere, just like, oh, I know.
They really have like nothing to go on, and they're just like, oh, it's him. Like, what proof do you have? Like, what this intuition bullshit? The only thing that Gigi can probably give it up is that she had that new type link with him. So maybe she felt that he was Mafty. She felt his emotions, and that's why she's gonna say, "Yeah, this guy is Hathaway is
Gigi a new
Mafty."
type too?
I wouldn't be surprised if
She has cool eyes, so she might be.
totally a fucking new type. She's
But-
Lala all day.
She's hotter than Lala. Anyway,
She's 4. She's 4.
she's hotter than 4.
I like 4.
4's not bad. I'm just saying. So another thing that I find interesting about her is that she uses like her body and her appearance to manipulate weak individuals like Kenneth, because like
Damn,
he's
Colin
all over.
Kenneth's weak.
He's all over. Yeah, he's all over her, and she's just like playing like I don't like you. But maybe I like you. Maybe you have a chance. If I want you to think you have a chance, then you might have a chance. But when I don't want you around, I'm gone. Like I'm out of here. Also, the style of her and of the whole show, I think, is great. Like all the clothes, like the clothes they put her in is cool. I like all of her designs. But there is one design where she's wearing a hat and a white outfit, and it looks an awful lot like one of our previous favorite heroines, Kiel/Diana, which I appreciated. Thank you. Turnay, by the way.
Yeah, I got that. Yeah. The moon goddesses.
Yes. And she is a goddess. Gigi's a goddess.
That was a hard sipping, Jesus Christ.
But
Goddess of blue
Him.
balls.
Yeah.
I just like
Yes,
how
fire and low.
I like how feisty she is, and it's like, but then also she like that facade drops, especially like when their hotel got attacked. Like she was pretty courageous, or like standing up when their people are shooting guns, and just trying to like very bold. And then once something real happens, well, that was real on the ship, but I think she felt safer because she wasn't a person of interest to the organization.
Right.
And if she didn't say anything, they weren't going to do anything. But when the hotel gets attacked and they're like in more danger than before, like building is falling, like there's indiscriminate carnage going on, she's like breaks down, she cries, just has like a meltdown, and that facade drops. And I like that about her character, that like they wrote her as someone who's bold and courageous, but also there's a limit to that, and that limit was reached, and I really did like that about her character. But
I love it when that shit happens.
Yeah.
When they like when strong people like lose their shit, like, oh, you ain't shit, right? I love when that happens.
Yeah, because at first when the hotel's getting attacked, she's still putting on that facade, like the bold, and then when it actually starts collapsing, she's like freaking out, like I know this was a little part, but when her purse catches on fire and she's like reaching for it, it was so human to me. Like something like you're just so panicked and paranoid that you're grabbing at something that really in the grand scheme of things isn't important, but like you're just trying to make it, like trying to like process everything.
Trying to hold on to that one piece of safety.
Yeah, and I really did like that. So Gigi, 2 thumbs up from me, and that's all I'll say about her for now.
Just real quick, when the buildings were getting destroyed, I kind of thought like maybe it was going to turn out that she was like the victim of her house getting destroyed, or her town, something like that. And we may still see that, but hey, yours makes a lot more sense.
Oh wait, I have one more thing to say. Whoever directed this, thank you for the fan service. Me and Jose high-fived multiple times. Now,
Yes. Fan
No,
service.
They did. For real, they did.
Fan service, bruh.
What
Core
was 3 times?
values.
Dale.
yeah.
This was up. Nah, it was cool.
All right, Jose, go ahead.
Quick question, typical. Did you like her a lot, or how did you feel over her overall?
I liked her a lot. I thought she was dope. I didn't find her annoying. That I enjoyed, because she was giving, like in the beginning, she was giving me mad Quest Pariah vibe, and I was really worried about that. And it seems to always be like annoying chicks in Gundam, so it's like annoying like tag along. And I was hoping she wasn't gonna be like a tag along, but she like held her own. She was pretty cool, and she was very adult, even though they say that she's like 19. They say that she's not even 20.
She is 19.
So yeah, so I'm like, all right, cool. Which I mean, like it's I like what she is. I like how smart she is. I like that there's possibilities for some new type or cyber new type enhancements there. And yeah, like she's playing motherfuckers. She wants Hathaway, but Kenneth Slayer Law is still doing his thing, and she's entertaining it, whatever. She's smart. She's, like Mark says, using her body to get what she wants, and then whatever. She was cool. She was cool. She was dope. She was beautiful. Yeah, she was cool. The eyes were dope. The eyes were dope.
Her eyes were amazing, honestly.
Yeah, it was dope. I like the orange and the blue.
Yeah, it's quite a colorful mix. But yeah. Oh, well, let's see. I'm not gonna simp as hard as Mark. But I will not lie. She is definitely easy on the eyes. She's a very lovely character, very lovely design. Actually, like the last outfit that she wore and how I felt, I don't know if it was intentional, but like Mark was saying, it felt like a kind of like a reference to, Queen Diana Sorio / Kiel. I forget her last name, but still.
Hi.
Yes.
It
was a nice little nod, and just in general, I liked the style that her character had. Like even like she had like the short or not the short, sorry, the tight pants that are like they look very casual. They look like something any chick in the modern day would probably wear, and it somehow felt kind of relatable in terms of like reflecting off the real world, because like I feel like a lot of times in Gundam we kind of see fairly unique clothing. Like you don't see like people running around with jeans and stuff, and kind of reflective of our actual real world society. Like everybody's wearing like baggy pants.
It was hella 80s.
Oh yeah,
it was hella 80s, bro. They had like leg warmers and shit. I remember.
That's true. That's true. But yeah, no, I really dug the style that they gave her. I really like, in terms of just aesthetic appeal, I thought her character was definitely a 10 out of 10. Fantastic. Very beautiful character. Something funny that just like came to mind right when we heard her name. I was like, oh shit. I was like, hey, that's my friend's name. That's my friend's name, Gigi, and it was like oh gosh, she's been immortalized now into the realm of Gundam. We've had Rio Jose, and we died off early in MSG, but so far she's lived, and that's pretty neat. Shameless plug: if you like Zelda stuff, then go follow her, Zelda Dyers, over on Instagram. But she's awesome. Anyway, back to the actual character. I liked how playful she was. Pretty much everything that Mark said, I really enjoyed that about her character. I liked how fun she was. I liked how intuitive she was with a lot of situations. Like, how you guys brought up like the beginning where she's like not losing her shit. Like that felt pretty badass to me, and I enjoyed that. I felt like her character had a lot of confidence, and personally, I really enjoyed that as well. Something that was kind of funny, though, that I noticed was that had happened when the shit's going down and the hotel's burning down and everything's pretty much just going up in flames around them. She's like panicking hard. She's kind of breaking down, like you guys were mentioning. But like right when she gets on the ship, like where it's safe, she's like super uppity, cheery, peachy again. It's it's literally like a night and day type of thing, and it kind of made it. I don't know. It was funny to me. It didn't seem very realistic, but yeah, it gave me a laugh, and I don't know whether to say that's like kind of a Condor character because it just seems really fickle, but at the same time, I don't even know whether to say that maybe she's just acting, because apparently she just like acts for every situation that she's in. Whether she's playing Sleg whatever, or she's playing that old guy and playing daddy with him or whatever, or I don't know, she just like switches from one thing to another and adapts to every situation in order to kind of get what she wants and manipulate things around her. So I thought there was I felt a little bit remedied in terms of my initial that's weird feeling for that. So that's kind of nice to have. But overall, I thought her character was really cool, really hot. And like Mark was saying, I was not initially just completely swayed by her character design. Like when I saw her, I was just kind of like, she looks all right. But what really won me over was her personality and the fan service. So
Shameless.
Shameless. Core values.
Dile.
Yeah, but you got that shit bouncing all over the place, and you got her clothes moving around. Nah, I'm talking about her clothes, not the other stuff.
Sure, man. Sure thing, buddy.
God, I should have clarified that. Anyway. No, it was just tons of fun. I like her character.
Put these here real quick.
I'm curious to see where she will be taken next, because I feel like in this movie, I feel like she served somewhat of an anchor in terms of like purpose. Like, yeah, she's the character that's getting like, how did Típico say that she was like there for the ride, I guess? Or what was it that you said, dude?
Tag along.
Yeah, the tag along. Yeah, like I felt like she was kind of the tag along, but at the same time, she kind of just felt like she had some other things going on in her head, like she had other priorities and stuff. So I'm curious to see what will happen with her. Totally feel what you. Yeah,
I want to meet the viejo. I want to meet him. He better be the sequel. Like, he better be like at the dock. Like, oh, Gigi, I was worried about you. Oh, míralo.
Damn, I think that just hurt us though. But hey,
I wonder if he's dead and she's just using his money.
No, he's still alive because
is he?
They like made that clear. Yeah, they're like, oh, you're married. I was like, oh, or something like that. Or
no, she's a mistress.
You're with somebody.
No, she's not. Yeah, no, I don't think they're married. I think they're in a relationship.
Yeah,
in a romantic or intimate relationship. She said some shit like that.
Yeah, she knows him intimately.
Yeah. Yo, props to Kenneth for not fucking batting an eye on that shit. Cause I was like, "Como? The dude is 80."
No, he does. He just straight up. Oh, isn't he 80 or something?
Yeah, and then she's like, yeah, and he's like, okay, that's cool with me. And I'm like, really? For real? I would have been like, I would have Scooby Doo that shit. Like, hey, what?
Oh man. Well, I mean, she's still young, so but yeah. So we'll see how she grows. I totally understand what you mean by she seemed kind of Quest-ish at the beginning. I'm actually really glad you said that, because I didn't want to say that and then have Mark tripping out on me like, what? Like
Dude.
there's some
Mark doesn't know that.
Quest was freaking horrible. I don't think
no.
Like, yeah.
Okay.
We're not getting.
Well, I just want to clarify before you. Yeah, I just want to clarify.
Way, to all the viewers, before Jose says anymore, I just want to let the viewers know that if they go back to Char's Counterattack, our episode on that, Jose said that Quest wasn't that bad. So
at first,
that's true. You did say that.
And remember, I did say she gets bad at the halfway point from that movie, and she sucks onward. So I said she wasn't that bad for the first half.
She sucks the whole time.
The second time watching her,
the
second. Oh yeah, for sure. The second time watching her,
as soon as she opens her fucking mouth, yo.
Yeah.
As soon as she opens her mouth, I was like, yo, mátame esta tipa, kill this fucking girl. I'm done. Get her in the alpha fast as hell and do away with it.
Yeah. Yeah. No. But I see what you mean. She feels like a Tomino girl. But the thing that I feel like, I'm talking about Gigi. She feels like a Tomino girl. Like, she is kind of in your face. She's kind of, scheming, it seems like. She's kind of extreme in some ways, whether it's like playing people or being, mischievous, being very cruel in some way, like basically like the whole thing, what she said herself, like, I'm not so perfect, what she told the slag dude. She's got like the aspects of a Tomino girl, but what I think that what basically makes her look better in this movie, and what just how she comes off to us, and why she's not like horrible like a character like Quest and the many others that we can probably name, is that I think that they did a better job when it comes to like the writing and how they convey like the character, whether it's the writing or whether it's the person that's like acting for it. I guess mostly the credit goes to the writing, because it really depends on what they say. It also depends on like how they come across, and she does not really come across like as annoying. She has the aspects. She's just like, if she were louder and she were like more abrasive in terms of like the ways that a character like Quest came across, then she would be like that. But she doesn't. She's directed in a way that is respectable, even though she has like a lot of core aspects of a Tomino girl. And I think that that's really neat in the way that they essentially minimize that effect. So I'm happy with that. I'm happy with her character. And I'm looking forward to whatever happens. She's hot. Yeah.
Okay, so normally we would do a Gundam corner, and Mark would go into detail about these Gundams and stuff like that. However, to avoid any spoilers for ourselves, we're just going to talk about them. So, what do you guys think about these giant monstrosities of Gundams?
Is the Penelope a Gundam?
Yes, it is the Odysseus Gundam. However, the Penelope is like an add-on, which makes it even bulkier.
Oh, so it's the Odysseus Gundam inside, and the Penelope makes it the mobile armor version.
Yeah, think like Odysseus Gundam full armor.
Oh, because I got the Penelope fucking kit, and it doesn't say Gundam on it. And I was like, this motherfucker, is this another 00 Quant?
Okay. No, yeah. So the Odysseus Gundam is the main Gundam part. The Penelope, which I don't really get why it just gets named Penelope, but it's just like an add-on to it.
There's gotta be some Greek shit, like some Greek mythology shit going there with the Penelope thing. I don't know. I don't really know too much about Greek mythology.
I mean, also in fairness, I don't believe we even see the Odysseus Gundam in this part.
You see the face, kind of.
I see the face.
You see the face.
So you bought the Penelope. So does that mean you like it?
I do. I love the Penelope. I've loved the Penelope since I was in middle school. Like, this is a fucking dope suit, bro. I always thought it was a dragon. I didn't know it was a fucking swan.
It's a swan?
It's a swan.
Oh, well,
you know it?
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
chicken.
It's a swan.
Like,
everyone says it's a chicken, yeah, but it's a swan. It's a swan.
No, I kind of would have thought it'd be like a phoenix or something like that. But I never made like the Greek mythology connection either.
Yeah, it's like a whole story. I think that's where the Penelope comes from as well. It's a whole story with Greek mythology. I don't know what the story is, but
the Odyssey.
The Odyssey. Okay, yes.
Yeah, because
there's a swan in that shit.
I don't know.
I read the Spark Notes, man. I didn't write a paper on that.
I took mythology class and I don't even know.
I didn't write a paper on that shit, man. I fucking coasted through college and high school.
I will be fair though. I do think the Penelope looks better than what's the pronunciation again?
The Kasai.
Kasai Gundam, yeah. With the Kasai Gundam, I think the head looks a little bit weird. It just has giant monster claws. It looks like it also should be like some type of full armor Gundam, but it is. That's it. That looks weird. And I still don't know how we go from these two Gundams to the F90 and the F91.
I told you in my Gundam corner that they tried to miniaturize them.
Listen, Mark, I don't
become more cost effective. Gosh, Marcel.
So,
100% the reason. There's a lot of fucking these suits are big. The Messer's huge too. The Messer, the Penelope, and the Kasai are giant motherfuckers, man. They gotta we wasted too much
budget.
Too much money on Gundarium. Too much. We gotta cut it back. That's what happened. But what's it called? I think
I'm just surprised they let Anaheim Electronics go ham on these guys.
I don't know what's up with Anaheim, yo. Anaheim out here dealing arms to everybody, and nobody's checking them.
They're just like building.
They selling to everybody. There's gotta be something going on. They don't get fined by the Federation or whatever.
They didn't sign the exclusive contract.
Yeah,
that's trying to make that bread.
I don't. I think they're big, too big. Both of them. I don't think I like either of them in appearance.
They're great.
Aren't the high grades like almost as the size of master grades?
They chunky, yo. Yeah, they're the size of master grade. They're fucking huge. And if you wanted to know which one I liked more, it depends on the day of the week. There be days where I think the Kasai is dope, and I'm like, Penelope's not that great. And there's days where I'm like, yo, Penelope is beautiful, and then the Kasai is like not that great. I just realized I'm not drinking today.
You're not?
Yeah.
I'm not.
I noticed that immediately. I was like, he's really calm.
I'm not drinking today. Fuck, man. Damn it. I forgot. All right.
We got sober Typico today.
Yeah, that's why. Man, this show is not gonna be as fun as the other ones. Oh well, I'm still kind of funny. I'm about to take a shot.
Yeah, these things look like giant starfishes. I don't know. I ain't feeling their design. It's just how bulky this shit is. It's like pointy everywhere. It's like if somebody just trips over a rock and they're around this thing, they're gonna get fucking impaled. Like, goddamn.
They chunky.
They're gigantic. Jeez.
They're hella chunky.
They got mad missiles. They gonna fucking endure in fights. A lot of propellant in the motherfuckers. Like, it's dope.
The Kasai Gundam has giant ass sabers, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's got like a Naginata thing that like the Goku had.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah. I'll be fair, I am tempted to buy their model kits, but I am scared to build them.
Have you seen the price tags on those things?
I have. I don't care.
You need the dual. Cool. You need the 2-piece set with the effect parts.
Yeah, it's 188. Get that shit. It's hard to
Oh
find.
God.
It's hard to find.
I'll check Hobby Link Japan.
Dollar.
Actually, about to do that.
Go for it.
Hobby.
What do you guys think about the messers? The upgraded Gyaradogas?
That's what I thought they looked like.
Yeah.
Yeah, we kept calling them Gyaradogas throughout every time we saw them.
100% Gyaradogas, yo. They're 100%. I like them. I like the Gyaradoga better though. I think the mess is a little bit too kind of bulky and like I feel like the legs are too bulky. I like my suits a little bit. Contrary to what I just said, I like my suits a little bit on the slimmer side, unless they're like giant tanks. Like you either go full tankage or you're on the slimmer side.
Yeah, I think it's a little weird. They looked a little weird, but I also want to point out that they were all CGI, all of them.
Yeah, I think so.
So that's new. Usually,
One thing go for it.
I was just gonna say usually there's at least some hand drawn segments and with some CGIs during the fights, but this was all CGI, which I didn't have.
There
a
were
problem
even
with.
some moments where the characters were CGI. The one more obvious was when that fake Mafty dude was walking down the aisle of the plane.
You also pointed out the one on the ship.
Yeah. What?
You also pointed out the one where what's his face freaking Hathaway is like walking on the side of like the boat that they're on.
Oh yeah, right at the end when no, I think that's rotoscoped actually.
Interesting.
Yeah, near the end when Hathaway's walking outside of his base, he's just walking along the
Beach?
Scaffolding or whatever it's called. His movement's kind of weird. It looks like he's rotoscoped, like they just trace somebody walking.
Oh, that's dope. Yeah, I think you're right.
Well, that's something that was cool, was like seeing like the damage that they were like causing during the mid fight in this movie. Like we've seen like bullet shells and shit like fall on people before and pieces of debris and whatnot, but this one had like the freaking beams were like melting things and all over the place, and it was just like, oh, we haven't seen that before. So far, at least. So they were like causing mad damage.
I appreciated how they made him feel like really giant mobile suits in their movements. Like they were really sluggish compared to other series. Like if you compare it to like Seed, where everything is just zipping around, and Double O is the same way. Like these guys, like once they hit the ground and they were moving really really slow. Which I like. It gives you the real robot effect. Like when the Jagan was walking around too with the guy in its crotch with the Gatling gun.
Oh yeah,
like that thing was moving pretty slow. Like you could feel how heavy it is. You could feel the weight. You could feel the force of gravity. And I enjoyed that. You didn't really. The only time you didn't feel that was when the Kasai and the Penelope were duking it out. But besides that, like I really like the fights where the messers were fighting those fat virtue Gundams.
Yeah, it felt like a kaiju movie where they're just like wrecking shit and it's like there's weight to them. Felt like Pacific Rim.
Yeah.
Okay. That was all my questions. More or less. Oh, the music! Hold up! Fuck the music, dude. Guys, what do you guys think about the music? Because I love Tracer. Oh damn! Now you're breaking my heart. No, I'm kidding. In terms of the soundtrack for the main movie, I thought it was fine. I liked it. It was the vocal songs that really got to me though, especially Tracer. That song that plays like right as the Mafty dudes are flying to attack the buildings. That song was fucking dope. I love it. I have it on my phone now.
Speaking of that shit, I'm so pissed we didn't see that good plant again. We only saw it once in the beginning, and I love the good plant. So I'm pissed off about that shit.
The good plant?
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about? When I'm talking about the good plant. Probably not pronounced good plant. The mobile suit that drops them onto the airship.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I know what you're talking about.
Oh!
The shit that Camille's sister pilots. His fake sister or whatever.
Rosamia?
Yeah, Rosamia. There it is.
I forgot those.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good plant, bro. That shit is dope.
I didn't even notice it.
Yo, that thing is amazing. And then it's like you see it come in, drop off the capsule, and then leave, and then we never see the good plant again. I'm like, yo, bring that motherfucker back, son. He stole the show from me. I love the good plant. Again, say it.
Well, I can't speak on that, but I can speak on the music. And I want to point out that the music was done by Hiroyuki Sawano again, which is the same person who did the music for Unicorn and Narrative. And I have to say that I love the Unicorn soundtrack. It's one of my favorites. And there's there's quite a few bangers on the Narrative soundtrack as well, specifically Cage, the song Cage. But I feel like nothing in this in this movie really compares to the songs like The Unicorn and RXO.
The
And
traces of
the song during the first Mobile Suit fight was pretty okay, in my opinion. I thought it was good. I thought it had it set the mood, but I can't. The English wasn't the greatest, and
it's literally a native English speaker singing.
I know, but I wish they would have done it in Japanese. Honestly, I feel like it would have. It might have made the songs resonate with me a little bit more because
Weeb.
not weeb. I just like it's weird. Like no, and there are songs that could pull it off. Like the intro song from
Mobius. Oh,
0083's intro during the first episode.
Oh yeah, the winner.
It's the English version of the winner.
Yeah,
can't remember off the top of my head what it's called, but that song is amazing, and it's sung by a Japanese speaker who doing singing in English, and I love it. And Cage from Narrative is also done by a Japanese singer speaking in English, and I love it. This song was just like I just didn't like it. The one from Hathaway, I just didn't like it. But not to say it's bad, but it's just like I've seen his other work and I enjoy it like immensely. So this is just like mid, but you know, mid's not bad. It's just mid.
Yeah, I'm with Mark on this. I was like, I don't really remember anything.
Yeah, there's no memorable songs. Like when I
will say Tracer's the only song that I do remember.
I don't remember.
When I hear the unicorn music, like something clicks. Like I'm just like, okay, it's getting hype. This is cool. I mean. It's like it really, really sets the tone, and it like you know what's coming from the song, and it's just like nothing like that happened in this movie.
Some drums,
yeah, and just like the build up, the slow build to like the epic, you know, big climactic sound. It just wasn't here.
I mean, I do like. I don't know what song it was, but there's one with that slow piano. It's in the trailer, the original trailer. I don't know if that's Cage. I don't know which one is which. I like that one a little bit, but yeah, like nothing really like stuck with me. I wasn't humming anything after the movie was over.
No,
there's no just communication in this one.
Yeah, there's not a song that I'd put on my playlist. And I went through the soundtrack on Spotify. Just to, you know, double check.
Typical. I see how you feel. I saw how you felt.
There you go.
Pain.
Feel it. Let that shit sit.
But yeah, I went through the soundtrack on Spotify just to, you know, make sure that I was paying attention to the music and not just the animation and, you know, the story. And yeah, still nothing too great in my opinion. Jose, what'd you think of the music?
Unfortunately, there weren't anything like standout tracks like you had mentioned. I agree with you guys. There's nothing that I would probably put on my playlist. I think in terms of like just the music, I guess in the like during the context of the movie, I think it was fine. I think it did its job adequately in terms of like just supporting the scenes, but that's pretty much the minimum of what it did and what it got across is just support those scenes. And pretty much once those scenes ended, you didn't really remember anything else, like in terms of the music. So that's pretty bare minimum. Yeah, I'm a little bit let down by that. But it is what it is. The songs that were kind of playing, like when like they were fighting in the Gundam, the you know Hathaway and the kid, his lame name. You know, I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was particularly hype. I didn't think it was particularly bad. It was just kind of like you were saying, mid. Yeah, I pretty much generally just kind of agree on all fronts. So I'm looking forward to other series because I know that this composer definitely delivers great music because, you know, frame of reference, you know, Hiroyuki Sawano as, you know, very well and famously known for, you know, other series like Attack on Titan and like you were saying, the Unicorn music. And I haven't even watched Unicorn all the way through, or I guess just even from the little beginning that I did watch, a lot of it is super memorable. Like we'll get to it when we get to it, but it's just a lot more memorable. It helped the scenes, it elevated the scenes for a lot of those other series, and I feel like that was kind of just lacking in this movie, which is a little bit of a letdown considering that this is like just a straight up feature film. It's like that one time that you want to put like everything that you've got into it, but it's like a whimper or, you know, it just barely makes it across the finish line, and it's just like, oh, you know, the job's over and we did what we needed to do, let's go home. but we'll see if he returns for the other movies. I'm hopeful, but this is just a little tiny bit of a letdown considering the quality that we've heard from a composer of this caliber before. But yeah, that's my opinion on it.
And I'm gonna go and cry with tracers playing in the background. Fucking hate you guys. But again, like, yeah, Tracer's the only song that really stuck with me. Like, I cannot remember any other song. But either or, any last impressions?
Gigi's hot.
It's a Gundam Wing song.
Okay.
I appreciated the violence and the gore, like not like I need it, I have to have it make or break, but it's appreciated when it's used in a way that makes sense. Like
the opening scene was wild.
Yeah, like it set a mood. It was like if it wasn't there, it would feel less like urgent and dire. But because there was violence there, it actually enhanced the whole sequence. And I felt like, oh crap, who's gonna get taken out? Like, what's gonna happen? It's actually like urgent now. And things were actually happening, but because we've seen in multiple other Gundam series, like stuff like this doesn't happen. People just like they shoot the arm off of a mobile suit, or they shoot a leg in the head and then leave it there like floating. Like that guy is dead. He's not escaping. They just like pretty much suffocate him, but they don't want to show it. So it's nice to see the dire situation actually like there in your face. Like people's heads are getting blown off pretty much, and they're just freaking filled this guy, made him like Swiss cheese in front of his wife, and then made his wife an extra serving. So
yeah, the only other time we saw some shit like that was in 0080 War in the Pocket, when the Cyclops team was just taking dudes out, and Garcia was just having two Uzis just taking everybody out, fucking saying maldito all the way to the death. That's like the only time where you see some wild gore. But yeah, Gundam is for the most part very like tame. Like you see floating bodies, but besides that, you don't really see like people getting made into Swiss cheese and getting bucked at. So I appreciate that.
And I understand that the series are made for TV, and that probably and most definitely affects what can be shown. But I'm glad that the movie didn't really hold back from that. Word.
Yeah, I think it struck a pretty good balance when it came to that, because it wasn't like anything over the top and gory, and it was even kind of tasteful when those things were happening, because it would kind of like shift the camera to another perspective, so that it's not just being like, oh, it's like a freaking gore fest. It's like, oh, this is fucking Black Lagoon. No, this is not Black Lagoon. This is Gundam, and we're still trying to focus on the huge implications of the story and all that kind of stuff. And it's not just like a fucking gore fest. So, but it was all done tastefully, and I appreciated it. It was cool. It was fun to watch. I saw Mark got hyped right when it happened. He's like, oh, but it was cool because I was hyped too. Yeah, it was cool. It was just some cool shit, though. I was down for it.
I'd also like to point out that I think all of us watched it in English. I know we did, us, the three Zaku Talku mains, and I'm pretty sure Tipico did, since he's vocalized his disdain for subtitles.
Yes, I will be rewatching it in Spanish though.
Yeah,
I was planning on doing that too.
Yeah, man, I'm definitely watching it in Spanish.
But I wanted to point out that I thought the performances were very, very good. I didn't have a problem with pretty much any voices. There was no cans in this dub, which is nice.
Wait, has the cast been announced yet?
I have no idea.
I will say that I did not mesh with them at first, but like after a few minutes, I was like, yeah, these guys are good.
Yeah, they're amazing. I think they're all good. Gundam dubs have gotten so much better,
and then worse, and then better. Build fighters.
Okay, that. Okay.
But yeah, other than that, those are my points that I wanted to bring up. You guys want to bring up anything before?
I really enjoyed the film. I think the film was fucking dope. Definitely up there in the top 5 best Gundam movies of all time. It goes toe to toe with the Thunderbolt movies. It goes, I think it's a little bit better than Char's Counterattack, and it's just short of Endless Waltz. So yeah.
Had to throw that in there.
just short of Endless Waltz, but I really enjoyed it. Definitely fucking check it out. Check it out in your language of choice, because that shit is it's 8 dubbed languages: Portuguese, English, Japanese, a bunch of other ones. It's got 22 subs, so it's like really heavily readily available to everybody, which is fucking amazing to see, because Gundam's really been very Japanese centric and they don't really do international shit. So the fact that they're making more of a conscious effort to appeal to the worldwide audience is fantastic, and I really hope that Bandai and Sunrise continue this and making it available to the rest of us, because we love Gundam. We want to see more of it. It's an amazing franchise. This was an amazing movie. I can't wait to the next 2 sequels for it, and hopefully one day we'll get Crossbone. That's what's up.
Yeah, keep giving it to Netflix. Apparently they know how to handle this kind of the movies at least.
Yeah, when I saw that intro, it was like a Netflix anime or some shit. I was like, what?
Yeah, I was like, no, it's not.
They like to take credit.
I mean, I guess they dubbed the hell out of it and subbed the hell out of it. So maybe the credit. There's some credit there.
Yeah,
they did the international stuff. I'm assuming. Yeah, and I take it.
I just wanted. Yeah, like Tipico said that it was top 5. I would agree with that so far. I mean, it's one of the better anime films I've seen. Not just Gundam, and Stars Counterattack, you know how we feel about it. Not the greatest in our eyes. Not you two. No,
it's a classic. It's a classic.
Yeah, so is Charlie Brown's Thanksgiving, but we're not holding that up against some.
Did you speak for yourself? Excuse me?
Yeah, Charlie Brown Christmas is like a masterpiece. It's a classic masterpiece, isn't it?
You fucking watch it every year.
Oh yeah, man, it's dope.
But it doesn't have
and
to.
All the claymation Christmas movies too.
Oh, those are sick. Heat Miser, that's my guy.
Fuck yeah, Year Without the Santa Claus. It's my movie right there.
But I was actually looking for those puppets, like to see how much do they cost? Like,
dude,
if I wanted one,
dude, that's crazy. I actually have the movie on DVD, Year Without a Santa Claus.
Yeah, we have it on DVD and Blu-ray, and probably VHS. But
I had it on VHS, but fucking when we moved, it got destroyed.
Blu-ray. But yeah,
I thought about
that. Stars Counterattack, I didn't really like it. I thought it was messy, but this movie's clean and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was great. I don't really like to. I'm not a person who sits there and rewatches things. Like I'm not gonna watch Friends once, let alone like 19 times, like some people I know.
Well, I'm sorry. All right,
but
I see Friends a lot.
But I'd rewatch this film, a couple months, down the road, and it's got a lot of stuff. It's got a lot to view. It's got Gigi.
Uh-huh.
And
my man was waiting for you to leave, son.
I enjoyed
it. No, yeah, the booty.
That's great.
But yeah,
God.
Rewatch all the Gundams on Netflix.
What?
Yes.
I gotta mention, freaking Tipico just said I was waiting for them to leave. I was not, but I was trying to take screenshots on Netflix, and it won't allow you to send to make memes out of, and it won't let you do that.
Yeah,
which
sure,
sucks.
Memes.
Well, Garcelle himself did us all a favor and somehow got access to him.
Shut up.
So he was also looking as well.
My head is
And he even threw his own spice, because there's a darker skinned woman,
all right, shut up,
a mechanic, and he included the screenshot of her even though we did not ask for it.
The redhead was dope. I remember the mechanic, but the redhead was dope.
Dude, is the redhead the one from OATMS? Is that her? She come back?
No, that's not her.
No, that's not her.
That's way too old.
That's not Karen. No.
Yeah,
she would be mad at that point.
Yeah,
that's what, like 36 years?
Wait,
I know. I was just kidding. It reminds me of her, though.
That's hella long, isn't it?
I know it is. Yeah, I wasn't being serious, but she reminds me of her a little bit.
Anyway, this movie is the top Gundam movie that I've seen. Number 1, easy. Absolutely poops on Char's Counterattack. Definitely takes a fat dump all over F91. I don't care if people can say that it's supposed to be a series, but it's a movie. I don't fucking care. And as a movie, that movie can suck my no, that's disgusting. It just sucks. It's just trash. But
say it's disgusting now.
Well, I have a conscience. Anyway, Yeah, top
News
number
to us.
one that I've seen. That's not saying
What
much,
about?
though,
But what
'cause I
about
haven't seen
Endless
all of them yet.
Waltz?
Oh, that's a movie. I forgot.
Masterpiece. Gundam Hall of Fame.
I'll tell you one reason why it is not a masterpiece to me. That's because
The
Wu
Gundam
Fei's
of
in it.
Gundam movies.
I swear to
Gundam
God,
of Gundam movies.
if you bring up the Hero Wu-Fei fight again,
Great fight.
Wu Fei exists.
take us home, Mark.
All right. And with that concludes our episode on the recently debuted Gundam Hathaway film. And I'm really happy that we were able to view this. I'm really happy that we had Gundam Typico on, giving his opinion on something that he initially, I feel like, had some doubts about. But,
Oh yeah.
But it seems like he even came around to the same consensus that we had, that this was a great movie. And if you haven't checked it out, you should. It's on Netflix. It's easily accessible. It's probably in your language in some way, shape, or form. Go watch it, because I don't know how they acquire things, but I'd like to see more of this in the future. I'd like them to add more Gundam to Netflix. It'd be great if they did, because some of these series are almost completely inaccessible. So, if they can acquire those and allow everyone to view them, I feel like it'd be very beneficial to the community and to those who can't access certain films and series.
Let me stream Gundam X.
Yeah,
Victory Gundam
Yeah.
on Netflix.
Don't put that
and be
trash on
cool. Yeah. Also, y'all be cool. Also, because we don't need that. Oh, it's in Japanese. That's all we need. Subtitles. No. Come on. Be a little sympathetic to the people that like English dubs, or that like the whatever dub that they like to listen to. Their customary language that they're most accustomed to, or they just let them enjoy this shit. Like don't just be. Subtitles is good enough. No. Sharing is caring.
I rewatched.
Show the love.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I rewatched the fucking original 3 Gundam movies on Netflix. Yo, you know how many times I rewind that shit? Like, I would get caught up into something. I get a message on my phone, and then 12 minutes has passed, and I realize that I didn't hear. I don't understand what that 12 minutes was. I go all the way back. A 2-hour movie turned into 4 hours. I ain't with that.
Yeah. People have things to do.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I do love how they included this on Netflix, and I like how quickly it was included on Netflix. Like, less than a month, it was on there.
20 days. Yeah, 20 days.
That was sick. So, I think we all came to the consensus that it's definitely worth your time. It's only 96 minutes, including credits and everything.
Opening logo.
So go give it a watch, and once you're done, we'd love to hear your thoughts over on our Instagram at Zaku Talku, and also go ahead and check out Gundam Typico on Instagram.
Yeah, check me out, guys, at Gundam Typico on Instagram and also on TikTok. We on TikTok, papis, ya tu sabes. And also, if you guys are looking to buy model kits, if you guys want to get the what's it called, the Xerxes Gundam?
Kasai?
The Kasai, there it is. If you want to get the Kasai, the Master Grade Kasai, you can get that shit at builttoscaleonline.com. If you use
a Master Grade?
It's a Master Grade. No, it's a high grade. Fuck. It's a high grade. My bad. If you want to get the high grade Kasai, high grade Kasai, you can get yours at builttoscaleonline.com. And if you use the code Scallywags10, you get to save 10% off at checkout. So that code again is Scallywags10 to save 10% off your order at builttoscaleonline.com. They sponsored me, but not the Scallywag, not the Zaku Talku guys. Yo, you guys need a sponsor, guys. Come on, let's work on that.
And if you want to get your hands on a Master Grade
Are we doing
Gundam
that
Wing, yeah, we're doing this now, because
okay.
if you want to get your hands on a Master Grade Wing Zero Custom Endless Waltz Verka, all you got to do is head on over to the Zaku Talku Instagram, give it a follow. Head on over to the Gundam Typico Instagram and follow that too. And comment on our original post, tagging 2 of your friends, because we're giving one away. We acquired this, and I talked so much trash about this, so I just looked at this thing, and I was gonna throw it away. It's so garbage. Wow, who would want a kit that falls apart? What if they put it in the Buster pose and it just falls apart and dies? What if they have it next to Wu Fei's kit, the Ultron, and Wu Fei's kit just kills it and it falls over? What if that happened? Who would want that? So I was about to throw this away, but and Jose was backing me up. He's like, yeah, just toss it in the trash right now. Let me stomp on it first. But Garcil, the voice of reason, decided that we should give it away. maybe someone likes it out there. Maybe there's a Gundam Typico out there who wants this thing.
Sounds like me.
So yeah, go ahead and all jokes aside, this will be our first actual giveaway. We wanted to make it.
Job.
Yeah, we wanted to make it a big, grandiose one because a lot of people like this kit and it's kind of expensive, but
You like it too.
I own it.
Got you there.
But yeah, so if you want this kit, go ahead and give us a follow, give Typico a follow, because we wouldn't be able to do this giveaway without Typico because he helped us with his giveaway. Get the followers required to do our giveaway, and he also likes Wing, so we had to.
Heavy arms, but
Gundam Wing, yeah.
Gundam Wing.
Gundam Wing. Best Gundam is Gundam Wing.
Yeah.
And
So,
the best one.
without further ado, Wu-Fei sucks. Don't watch Victory,
Oh fuck.
and we'll see you in the next episode.
Peace.
wait, what was that site called again?
BuiltToScaleOnline.com.
Oh, Build Scale Online. Build to
Yep.
Scale.
Guys, based out of New York. That's pretty cool.
Online.
Oh, that's pretty sick.
Hey, Guns up.